We're at Lake Bonney in the Riverland. It's a lovely large lake used for water sports. It measures about 6.5 kilometres from where we're standing at one end of the lake near the township of Barmera to the far end, which is where our campsite is. Now, Lake Bonney is used by a lot of the locals and a lot of people who are on holiday for water sports, for water skiing and the like. I can certainly remember coming here for swimming carnivals and open water swims when I was young, and we used to do them up and down the foreshore right in front of me. But back in 1964 it played host to another exciting event where British world speed record holder Donald Campbell tried to become the first person in a single calendar year to set both world land speed records, which he'd already done on Lake Eyre just previously, and then also a water speed record, which he'd already held 6 times before. He was the current holder, and he wanted to do it within a single calendar year, which hadn't been done before. So he came to this venue first, and he effectively kept the boat, as it were, in a shed just behind me, which has been changed into what is now the Bluebird Cafe. And 2 laps of the course from here down to basically where our campsite was the path he took. Unfortunately, he wasn't ultimately successful because a combination of things. It was perhaps not the most, it could have been a bit longer, the lake. It wasn't ideal, but it was ultimately, it's quite exposed to wind, to weather. And that's exactly what happened, is that the wind came up, and in the middle there was a lot of gusts that slowed down a lot of the runs. So he did do a few runs over 200 miles an hour, but way short of what he was trying to achieve. But needless to say, an exciting event for people who were here at the time, and some of them still reside here, as I understand. Now, as a footnote to that, he did go on to successfully set the world water speed record, his 7th in Western Australia, on the last day, with only a few hours to go, of 1964. And that was probably the pinnacle of his career. So tomorrow, and partly in remembrance of that, we're going to do our next marathon swimming challenge along the same course, 2 laps of this lake. But instead of starting here, we're going to start at the far end from our campsite early in the morning, because the forecast is good. We're going to come all the way to the Bluebird Cafe, and we're going to turn around the memorial post, and then basically swim back down to the other end. So 2 laps of that will be 13 kilometres in total. And if the forecast is to believe, hopefully we'll have a little bit more luck than Mr. Campbell in the middle of the lake, because it should be nice and flat.
right insane one. Another one down.
Oh, back on dry land. Wow. Oh, that was a goodie. 3/4 of that. Flat as a billiard table. Wind got up a little bit for the last quarter. It settled down right at the end, of course, because that's flat again. So about 1/4 of the swim was a bit lumpy. I'll take that on a lake as exposed as Bonney to the wind. 3/4 of the swim that flat. That's really good. I'll chalk her. That's another one chalked up.